Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where we're going to be once again diving into the world of Esoteric Ebb. A strange world it is, but we're going to go into the city below again, I think. Although I think the very first thing we're going to do is go back down to the crypt that we found below the temple, where our friend the Duck, who we now know is Darrow, the wraith of the spirit of Darrow's great-grandfather, or something of that nature. Which is an interesting little detail, I think. In terms of how we're set up at the moment, I think we're doing okay because we've had a lot of potions, we've got a lot of feat bonuses that are increasing the effectiveness of our stuff. I've got extra slots to put things in. So stat-wise, going into the city below, I'm feeling fairly confident, but I guess we shall see. Do this one first. I think of the sort of three options I have to explore down below, this is probably, well, it feels like it might be the smallest. And I've already had a fight there, so it's possible we've kind of done a big combat. That's the one for there. But I think there might be, well, I think there might be more, because apparently you can speak to the Duck after you've defeated a skeleton down here, and he'll give you another spell, I think. I feel like I'm doing pretty well for spells at the moment, though, honestly, so I just... for completeness sake, I suppose. I mean, I wanted to go in here to explore anyway, but I understand you do get a little something if you do that. So, I'm going to head down here first. This is where we fought the, Oh, I wasn't expecting to see him here. Is there anything else left on this dude? Oh, there's a helmet. Aventail. Let's have a look. So this is plus intelligence, plus con, minus charisma. Currently got plus strength minus wisdom. But it looks kind of fun to wear, so maybe I'll stick it on. Obviously, it takes our charisma down, but like I'm pretty high on that anyway. So, all right. Well, let's try beholding him again. But in fact, it probably is worth doing. So I don't think I even tried this before. So we actually got a few details on him. He's an undead paladin. This is a true warrior. He's off duty. Whatever duty that is, it's everlasting. Alright, let's... what could I steal from him? Well, I think that's what he actually gives us for killing the skeletons. Let's just talk to him. The Dark Knight stands in the crypt. He does not face you.
You are no threat to him.
He is very, very still.
Unmoving. Unbreathing.
Good night, I must... His armor creaks. His body moves. A voice.
Soldier. Well fought.
Oh. Just bow your head. He holds out a gauntlet towards the open tomb.
Divinity hold ground. Feel it.
Huh? This guy scares the shit out of me, Snell whispers to you. Such an edgelord. Hold out a hand towards the tomb.
The string. One of utmost importance. It cradles here within this one point. This first tomb of your god.
Okay. It's only a DC-8. Let's give it a go. Yeah.
You do so with decisiveness. There is no question of the sanctity of this place. But you have never understood it so well. Something has changed within you. It reminds you of that cantrip you used to cast all the time. Thaumaturgy.
Alright, cast it. A power swells within you. Use thaumaturgy to unveil sacred locations around the city. Okay. The Dark Knight says nothing more and simply picks up his axe and leaves. You hear him take the stairs up to the Temple of Earth, leaving you alone in the crypts. Okay. Shall I activate it now? You feel his presence. Pick me up. Regain 1d4 hit point. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but what's this? First tomb of Earth.
This is it. This is the first place his body was placed 27 years ago. Your lord, your master.
To see it in such a state, shake in anger.
It is terrible, but this place is still holy. Consecrated.
Despite this, the horrors still walk the grimy tiles.
Earth's trace still lingers here as it should.
Alright. So what happened when I did this then? I'm not exactly sure. Alright, what's this? A mace. Plus con, plus wisdom, -3 strength. Mace of Terror. You reach for the mace.
It is cold, colder than iron permits.
The metal feels wrong. Got yourself a nice weapon there. Grip it hard. As your gloved hand wraps around the handle, a chill runs up your arm.
Not just cold.
Something else. A presence. Wait.
Watch out.
Turn around. Nothing. Just the empty crypt. But you saw something in the corner of your eye.
You all good, man?
The goblin looks concerned. Just look at the mace again. Athletic? You look down at the mace.
It's ornate, well crafted. Yet, your body seems to fail when you hold it.
Something is very, very wrong with it. Is it cursed? Did I just get cursed? No, it's there again.
Shit, look out!
The figure in the periphery, watching. Spin round. Nothing. Gone. You know it was there. You felt it.
This maze is haunted. Cursed, perhaps.
This thing's haunted.
What?
He stares at the mace. You sure? I'm sure. Great. Haunted weapons. Just what we needed.
Damn this. You find this lovely weapon ready to take on the city's foulness, and you simply cannot wield it. The horror, like some unfleshy ghast, has come to haunt you. It's too great. Keep it sealed. Keep it close. The spirit watches.
Alright, let's have a look at that in the inventory then. Don't use it in a fight. Fair enough. But there might be wisdom checks where that would be... Mind you, it doesn't add any more wisdom than our Vorpal blades, so I'm quite happy just to not use it then. Stone coffin. The stone coffin rests against the wall.
Classical dwarven design used for early earthfolk tombs. The lid itself is sealed tight, almost built into the wall itself.
Ornate carvings cover the surface. Symbols of death and rebirth, all dwarven in origin, forged in hammer.
Standard crypt work.
Have a look at it. You run your hand along the stone.
Cold, smooth. The carvings are deep, deliberate.
Something about this feels off. Look at the carvings.
Your eyes trace the symbols carefully. Death, rebirth, the cycle. Typical dwarven work, a few words of poetry, nothing particularly interesting.
It is beautiful. It says, Gudagar folk door, inget nit under solen, along with many other proverbs, each one personalized for the fallen.
These coffins must have been close dwarven warriors of Earth, till their graves were exhumed, of course.
Examine the handle.
It's integrated perfectly into the design. Iron ring serves as the grip. Rotate and then pull. Simple, elegant.
Rotate, then pull. Rotate, you grip the carved skull and twist. A soft click echoes from within the wall.
Something is unlocked.
Now pull the handle.
The handle resists for a moment, then gives way.
It's another secret passage. Ooh, revealing a narrow staircase descending into darkness. Cold air rushes up. Ancient, stale.
Smell of old magic.
Oh boy, even deeper, huh?
Doom.
You scared? I'm not feeble-minded if that's what you're asking, so yeah, I'm scared. He steels himself and grips his sling. Let's go. Into the dark. Right, but we will, eventually, but I want to kind of continue looking around this area first. What do we got in here? Oh, bone dusting coin. I'll happily take that. Over here. Empty crypt, except for a bit of money, and a shard of jaw. Okay, so there's this passage up here, obviously, as well. Have I got my little, yeah, I've got my early warning system equipped. I feel like we're probably gonna... Oh, this is... Fine. So that joins up with that. So that's cool. No need to sort of speculate about that direction any longer. So let's go in this secret passage then. I'm actually going to do Shield of Faith. Have that going. That's probably fine for now. Looks like a shard of jaw, is it? Yeah. And then this is a rotten wooden coffin. Green patch. That. Why didn't that use a spell slot? Weird. May have cast off the ring, I suppose. A highly decorated skull. Emerald. Let's not take that just yet. Maybe we can talk to the skull? Stepping into the hidden tomb, you see a colourful display of twinkling light through the gloomy and dusty air. An eerie altar, placed on top a skull and several colourful gems.
Valuable too, huh? Like, extremely valuable. Probably horrendously cursed, sadly.
The skull is a sign of death.
Yes, don't touch anything.
Whatever esoteric effect is in place here, don't disturb it. Look around? The shrine is quiet. The colourful gems cover its altar as well as the eye sockets of the central skull.
To think the sacrilege and, quite frankly, ominous corner would be stashed away in such a holy place. This is Earth's original crypt, for God's sake. Is there no depth of depravity these cultists and undeath enthusiasts can stoop to?
The skull looks a bit deformed, doesn't it? The goblin squints. A bit? Depends on what type of skull it is, I suppose. Well, the jaw's all wonky and the eyes. He sighs. I don't like gripping on a dead guy, but, yeah. It's one wacky skull.
A wacky skull?
Halon Bondevol.
You goddamn phrenologists!
As if lifted by some invisible force, the bejeweled skull rises from the altar. Uh-oh. Its gleaming eyes twinkling in the light, its jaw chattering, the noise causes you to recoil.
Death!
No way! An unending wave of dread falls upon your essence.
An esoteric force, it is entering your mind.
Earth, protect me! Protect you? The goblin tries to grab you, but he freezes and groans. What the hell? He falls to his knees.
You barely stand.
I can't move. Uh-oh. Alright, we don't take damage, but we have exhaustion now.
The dread is overbearing.
The skull's jaw stops chattering. As the noise disappears, you feel in control once more.
Slightly.
You wake me up for some trifling bullshit? You a trifler, huh?
It clicks its teeth together. What's trifling?
It's what you're doing, mortal. You're trifling like a trifler.
I'm a great wizard. Nothing else. The skull floats closer to you, causing you to convulse on the spot.
A wizard?
It looks you up and down.
Ha! You're but a pup tangled in strings. A cleric lost in Jaws tangles. A cleric of a dead god.
Holy hells, this thing is terrible. Just being close to it ruins your posture.
The body cannot sustain this undeath.
The skull lets out howling laughter as it shudders about in the air.
I am Necrolord Bondevol.
Necrolord, that is a title of old Diminor. You've been unfortunate enough to encounter here a remnant of the Arcanists, left to decay into this mad form, a demi-lich.
A horrifying creature, a lich fallen into a state of insanity and decay, rotting into nothing but a skull. It is in many ways a dangerous variant, for its madness is unpredictable as it is dangerous.
Wait! Viscan sent me here. The skull stops.
Viscan? What are you? An apprentice?
Yes?
Uh-huh. What kind of apprentice?
Well, officially Viscan is a mortician, so...
He's teaching me mortuary stuff.
You're the first embalming student he's taken on ever. No way, hombre.
The esoteric kind?
Viscan doesn't take on arcane students. Dentistry? He hasn't dealt in that horrid practice for years.
He started it up again.
I don't believe you.
Well, I'm not really an apprentice.
Hold on. Are you that cleric looking to speak with a dead elf?
How did you know that? He rattles a laugh, slowly spinning in the air.
Viscan let me know all about your little situation.
Oh, he did? The demi-lich clicks once.
You're not very necromantically entangled, are you?
I never managed to master that school at Towers.
Master it? No one masters it, not even after centuries of scholarship. You see, I'm not just some horny wizard.
The skull drops down and flips around on the table.
I'm a goddamn mage.
You hear the goblin groaning.
This lich is surprisingly not a threat. For whatever reason, his intentions are far more sinister. He intends to teach you something. trained in the arts by Hagen dim legends, sent to fight on behalf of the greatest empire in the history of Jaws Aspirant. Necrolord is not just some title, it's a calling, a dream. A dream of undead supremacy. One day it will be reached. You're the lucky one here, for I will help guide you to a string attunement. A necromantic attunement.
You'll do that for me?
Of course, I owe it to Visken for one. And for second, I just love spreading the joy of death magic. As any sane man would.
This skull is not sane nor a man.
Agreed. The skull is not going to kill you, but you do not have the strength to vanquish a demi-lich like this, so later. Do it later.
We have advantage, but it is still a very high check. So let's see if we can get that DC down. So what are you exactly?
Ah, you never asked, did you? I'm a terrifying lich, of course.
He does not consider himself decayed, a sign of madness.
Got it.
You'd have to be pretty stupid not to.
How did you end up like that?
Like what?
So handsome?
Don't kiss ass, cleric. Nobody likes that.
Yeah, he's right about that. Usually. A lich?
Ah, that. Long story. I've been around since the 300s.
Not Gate era.
You think I'm a damn Anticipalian? The Gate era began over 4,000 years ago. Do you realize how few relics, let alone creatures, still exist from that time? I should finger you for just saying such a stupid thing.
Terrible phrasing. Just absolutely awful.
Demi-lich is referring to Finger of Death, nothing else.
Arcane era.
Of course, what else?
The skull pauses its rotating and focuses on you.
I'll talk your skin off, cleric.
Please, no.
He clearly loves to talk. Any question you ask, he will answer. Where did you grow up?
In a small village called Iv. We had barbarian invasions from the Vorgani border every year. To protect them, I had raised our dead from the village crypts. Those were some bloody battles, I'll tell you. Took a dozen heads before the message got into their thick giant skulls.
Who taught you necromancy?
A ghost, actually. Haunted a ruin outside my father's farmstead. Led me to my first spell book. Told me how to pull strings and fast-tracked my spell slot accumulation. Her name was Eulina Prax, a wonderful, crazy harlot.
Where is she now? The skull does a spin.
She was captured by a high-ranking exorcist after I built my first squadron. Last I heard, she was part of some Freestrider trade prince's personal collection. Kept her in a bottle. Like she's a genie or something. I would have gone with a fancy box myself, or an urn.
What is your greatest accomplishment?
Oh, it's a bit embarrassing, but it has nothing to do with necromancy. Back in the war, I was to receive a commendation in Phazon. Big event, big deal. Well, that evening during the reception, I managed to seduce and charm a beautiful young lady. Turns out she was the daughter of a Harkin dim arcanist. Can you imagine? So obviously I married her straight away. My father-in-law made sure I got promoted to hell and back over the next decade. Got to be deep into the arcanist circle. Till the accident, of course.
What did you do to earn that commendation?
Murder mostly. Once I'd mastered 9 level spell slots, I managed to create my own custom raised dead spell. It allowed me to direct 100 zombies at once. And most importantly, we all had basic motor functions left. They could use tools, rifles, wands, basic magical items. It took a toll, but I alone held the line on Gormasol for 3 days straight. Corpses as far as the eye could see. Those were the days.
He sounds wistful. He's obviously evil or insane. What's your greatest necromancy accomplishment then?
Oh, easy. I led the animation of a Draco-Lich.
That's radical.
It sure is, even back in the day. Ekilmilion Ravad, a child of Esuth. Not one you'd read about in history books, but she had spirit, that dragon. I wasn't a regular in the dragon cultist community, but my expertise as a lich led to them hiring me. I would have done it for free, honestly.
He lets out a sinister chuckle.
In the end, we succeeded. That was my greatest accomplishment, cleric. Creating one of the most fearsome creatures ever to walk the coast.
What happened to the dragon?
I obviously won't divulge the secret of Draco-Lichdom, but rest assured that Ikimilion went through hell to achieve her new form. It was a tragedy what those genie Templars did to her and her army. Otherwise, she could have easily ruled a city or two by now.
Alright, got it.
I'm fond of dragons, you know. Mortals look up to us. Gods look down on us. Dragons treat us as equals. These the wise ones.
All right, tell me about this accident of yours.
Well, the Lich is talking all night long, it seems. It's really not worth talking too much about. After myself and my dear wife had both achieved lichdom, I made some misplays in the politicking. Stepped on the wrong foot, so to speak. My entire splinter house exiled from the Hagen Dim coalition. One thing led to another, yada yada. I ended up in a Scarny. The lord of the fortress invited me to stay for a while. Did some freelancing, newly divorced dad shit. And once Earth arrived, I ended up working with some of his paladins. Never met the fellow, but I liked the cut of his jib.
The lord of the fortress?
The fortress of Verjun. The esoterical, shadowy, miles-wide castle?
Oh yes, that one. Never been.
Can't recommend it. The lord reached out, was looking for necromancers to add some new tricks.
Who is this lord?
No clue, but he paid well and let me research the crazy stuff going on there. Still have no idea what the fortress actually is. My professional guess would be that it's an esoteric pocket gone wild, like a slice of pure negative energy that's landed right in a Scarny and can't escape its bubble. Just one of the many weird wonders of the coast.
Fortress of Verdun is a popular dungeoneering location. Lots of treasure to be found whenever a hole opens up. When the fortress opens up, there's always a trove of merchants setting up camp outside the entrance. Got any kids?
A dozen or so.
What, really?
My wife, Acalia, ex-wife, was a prominent member of the MRS, Majorcratic Reproduction Society. They were at the forefront of women first magics, the kind of stuff that makes the whole childbirthing and or rearing business into a cakewalk. I never got along with those hags, but they did let me have 2 sons, so that's something.
What happened to your kids?
I think some of them survived the fall. My blood wasn't prominent enough to be lineage persecuted among the Free Striders. At the same time, it's not like they received any inheritance. Logically, I should have some great-grandchildren scattered around Diminoria. I'm sorry, what's it called now? Reeds. Stupid name, if you ask me. They should have called it Strider-Eye or something. That would have been on brand.
Cool, thanks.
Enjoy the view.
Tell me about Visken.
Lovely bastard. I gave him a serious case of testicular torsion once. Can't believe he ever forgave me.
You're evil.
The skull lets out a maniacal laugh. What the fuck? Why would you ever do that?
Well, not like he didn't deserve it. We had a little war going on, okay? I just left my position at the Fortress of Verdun. I was 30-ish years, I believe. It was 30-ish years, I believe, right when your Earth folk had been growing quite bold up River Torda. So I decided to sneak into your city here, and that's when I saw him. An old opponent, Visken. I immediately remembered his ugly mug and his rotten soul engineering.
You came to Norvik 30 years ago.
Something like that. Either way, I decided to kill him and take his place among the Nortals of Norvik. A couple of magic jewels and assassination attempts later, and we were at a stalemate. Although I'd consider it as more me just getting tired of hunting him down all the time. Him and his goons. Our battles came to an end, though, when a local vampire started messing with us both, threatened to expose us, so we joined up. Team up of the century, or that decade at least.
You two fought a vampire together.
It was an epic duel of the shadowy fates.
The skull bounces around.
Together, however, the vampire was easily eliminated. In the aftermath, we decided to work together. Visken even helped me get this sweet alcove for myself. We share research from time to time, and work together to figure out the mystery of...
He stops.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about something else.
Did you turn into a skull in that battle with the vampire?
A skull?
He makes a motion that could be interpreted as a shrug.
I'm a bit bony, but a skull? Don't be preposterous.
This demi-lich is clearly unaware of his own situation. He's either deluded or there is some esoterical effect placed upon his memories.
About a memory-altering spell by Visken, perhaps.
Who was the vampire?
Thomas Darrow was his name. A nobleman, which made it much more dangerous.
You're saying Darrow was a vampire? Slander, surely. Hopefully.
We cut him down without anyone suspecting a thing. Maybe I shouldn't say this out loud, but who cares?
This mysterious death of Thomas Darrow was written about quite extensively in the magazines about 15 years ago, back when you were a kid.
Ah, Thomas Darrow. That's what happened to the lost uncle of the Darrow house.
What about his research?
Oh, nothing. That's nothing.
He says nothing more. All right, moving on. I'm not getting this down much any further. Know anything about the tea shop thing?
No.
You just seem to be pretty well informed about goings on around the city.
I can update sometimes, but I don't know. Find that it exploded, though.
I don't have an opinion on the explosion itself. I'm more looking into why the explosion happened and so on.
Oh, it was probably a rogue wizard, or some kind of magic item mishap. Whenever a necklace of fireballs was smuggled from the floating cities down to the peasants, they'd always find a way to blow themselves up in the most spectacular ways. Hilarious!
Why didn't the floating cities blow up?
Anti-magic defenses and great architecture. Sometimes misses occurred, of course, but it was surprisingly rare, and not every day a village exploded in a fireball. Those necklaces were valuable. Sometimes someone smuggled one away from the front lines or off a factory floor. I was never into evocation magic for that reason. Too easy.
He chuckles in a sinister way. What are you voting in the election?
It goes against my ideological beliefs to vote. Democracy doesn't work. Never has, never will.
I agree.
You've seen signs too, then. People are just too stupid, on average, statistically. Magocracy or technocracy might just work. Hell's even oligarchy has its uses. Just look at the free striders. Real democracy is foolish. Might help launch these other more powerful forms of governance into speed. But real, permanent democracy? A shit show. Just you wait.
What form of governance do you prefer?
Magocracy, of course. Dominance by those with godly arcane powers brings intense fortune to the world.
I agree. I like my geocracy too, since I'm a wizard.
One day, perhaps you too shall sling 10th level spells and run the world. If Jaw stops this inebriating ebbing. Terribly annoying.
Ebbing? What?
Of course. You haven't heard of it? The Esoteric Ebb.
Well, that's the name of the game. What does it actually mean in this context? Esoteric Ebb, the draining of magic from Jaw's realm, theorized by the Arcanists during the end of the Coast War, when their magic began to fail more and more often. An esoteric term for the draining of high-tier magics from Jaw's realm. The lack of high-tier magic is often taken for granted today due to the general hatred of Arcanists post-Coast War. The draining.
We can talk about political theory all day, but if the ebbing had not occurred, then the Arcanists would still rule the coast. There's no argument to be had about that.
I hope magic returns to what it was.
Then we hold the same dream. One day. One day. There is a deep question here. This demi-lich holds much knowledge despite his mad nature. Ask him, what is ebb truly?
Some ask if this magical fading could have caused Earth's end. It is not considered very acceptable to inquire such things, but it is a fair question.
I have to ask, what do you think the ebb really is? The demi-lich swirls around in the air before landing down on the altar.
I say the same thing most rational Arcanists said back when it was first discovered. Jaw is alive. He is haunting us, taking away what he gave with his strings. As a joke, or punishment, or a gift, who knows? Personally, I'm furious at him, if he is indeed still there, watching us.
Interesting. Think it's interesting internally. Could I have the emerald?
For what?
I'm going to ask the local sphinx to turn it into a key for me to enter the beyond through the Pillar of Jaw.
That sounds absolutely crazy. You will die by following such a road. Great!
He grabs the emerald with his teeth, making a clicky noise, then tosses it into your chest.
Go wild! You genuinely feel an appreciation towards this insanely stupid skull.
You're unsure if this guy ever was smart, or if this is just his mind slipping in his undeath fugue state. Either way, a win for you. Alright. Let's try this. I have double advantage. So I would need to roll... Oh yeah, both are actually successes, I think, there.
Think. This demi-lich believes himself to be your teacher here. He might be insane, but there is still knowledge to be had if you can decipher it.
Hold out a hand. Tell me as best you can. The School of Necromancy, how do I master it?
Strings are strings. They seem equal, but different. You must have seen them a lot, since we have them running through your flesh in the masses.
I do?
He continues, a string of necromancy becomes that when it intersects with negative energy. Thus it begins to look like flesh to me, for example. I've surely as many strings going through my existence as you do, except mine are necromantic. Yours are... The skull shakes a bit. Many others. Ugh. How do you deal with strings usually?
When I attune with strings, I twist them.
Ah, so that is how you cast your organized spells, then. Necromancy is special because of that negative energy. Twisting a necromantic string would hurt, naturally, if you were anything but not alive. A living necromancer learns to either manage the pain through mutilation, religious fervor, physical numbness, or they learn to cut the string.
Cut.
Everyone uses different terminology. You might have heard it called willing the string or mastering it. It's the step every spellcaster must go through to reach the higher tier magic. They must learn to manipulate the string's shape.
The shape of the string.
Yes.
It doesn't have a shape, it's just a dot. The skull laughs mockingly.
Why do you think they call it a string then, dumbass? It measures change over time. You might have grabbed and twisted your strings in the moment, but cutting a string means grabbing it independently from all its other parts, in the past and in the future. Don't just twist it, separate it from itself. Of course. Talk about mastering strings, it all makes sense now. The string goes through time. Manipulating it more closely requires it to be twisted only in the now without the other baggage.
Stick out your hand.
Yes.
Locate a string near Bondavel, a pale string.
Yes.
Twist it.
Ah, shit.
Open your eyes.
That hurts.
What?
You twisted the string into cure wounds, you idiot. Hurt like a, what do you say, motherfucker.
I failed? The skull laughs intensely.
You did great, cleric, or should I say, necromancer. That was a cure wounds for sure, but a necromantic cure wounds. Instead of a cure wounds cast through sissy abjuration or hardcore flesh-melding transmutation, you now manage to simply remove the negative energy to reach the same conclusion. Healing. Though yes, it did hurt like all hells, since negative energy obviously is kind of my thing here as a glorious lich.
Oh, so I mastered necromancy.
An overstatement, perhaps, but you should be able to cast the one spell you're looking for at least. Speak with dead.
Finally. That's great. It would be extremely useful for the case, obviously. The skull nods.
You want a spell scroll?
That'd be useful, yes. The skull widens its shoulder and it coughs up a tiny spell scroll onto the altar. Grab it.
Nice.
Which level is it? Oh, well, I haven't got it memorized, that's why I can't see it down there.
Did you just instantly memorize the scroll after it flew out of the skull's mouth? Degenerate.
You've earned it, my evil apprentice. As long as you use it for selfless goals, there is no evil in such magic. Probably. Glorious! Another tier of magic unlocked. Even if it's just a third level spell, this will surely lead to greater things in the future. If you have any other questions, go ahead.
Speak with dead, that's 5 questions, right?
Yes, indeed. Plus the spell does not allow the spirit to learn anything new, it just literally animates a simile of the creature. It's an extraction tool, not a way to learn information.
So if a person is being targeted by Speak with Dead and then resurrects, that person will not remember the questions or answers that it gives?
Not one bit. Except, of course...
Yes?
Well, there have been recorded instances of it happening. Rare, very rare, but only for creatures entangled so heavily in the strings of jaw that their spirit itself grows tendrils, so to speak.
That seems like what's happened to Ebb, doesn't it? I think that's why he's talking with all his internal organs or whatever he's doing. Because someone mentioned in the comments that the very intro, the questions that you get asked, you get asked 5 questions, which are kind of the where, when, who, why, what type thing that Viscan mentioned previously. Which is pretty interesting, I think. Yeah.
If the spirit lives entirely within the strings, it theoretically could listen in on the Speak with Dead conversation. That's entirely based on conjecture, along with some instances I've encountered during my necromantic studies. Nothing to base a worldview on, wouldn't you say?
Interesting.
Indeed. Good job on this. I can see you have an extreme talent for handling strings, beyond what I've seen in many youngsters. I love to watch you burn out on a battlefield among hags and legionaries.
The skull lets out a crazed laughter while spinning around in the air.
Anything else you want?
I don't need his help, so I'm just going to say goodbye. Sweet. Well, that was pretty interesting. So, in terms of... I forget what I'm doing for every 3 hours spent being exhausted. Okay, so this will go away after 3 hours, which is kind of cool. Nice. I mean, we should try and find a shrine. I'd like that speak with dead spell. But for now, why don't we head down below? And we're going to go and check out this other place finally. This is our questing tree. How are we doing with stuff generally? Wondering why that one's got like a little hourglass symbol on it. Or maybe it's designed to be there. It's the only one that has though. Oh no, this one does too. Okay, I wonder why that is. We can speak with her now. Actually, oh no, hang on. I wonder if because the pub's not open yet. I wonder if the minstrel is back where she was before, just kind of singing on top of the tea shop. So I can tell her about that rent thing, can't I? Is she there? Oh, she's not. I wonder where she goes. Alright, well that was an idea anyway. I might go down to the Goblin Garden. It's possible she's down there. There is a shrine here as well. Oh, I don't have to speak with animals, do I? Oh, here she is. Perfect. See a goblin on the edge. We've got the flower crown, la 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 la. We're going to interrupt her. About your flower crown.
Yeah?
Goblin Stesi. I spoke with Lady Sageleaf.
Wait, actually? Oh gods, I wasn't really serious. What did she say?
She's extended your rent payment. She gives you a suspicious glance.
She did?
Can I have the flower crown now?
But wait, she just did it for what? Just out of the kindness of her cold heart? Just like that?
Yeah. Well, she made me dance.
She what?
She told me to dance for it.
And you did?
Nod. Her expression gets somewhere stuck between shock and laughter, unable to get a single word out. A cackle escapes her. She laughs for a long while, sometimes stopping to look at you with tears in her eyes. Eventually, she takes a breath and mutters, "Good gods, what is the world come to?"
Oh, thank you very much for dancing, Cleric. It is very appreciated.
The goblin hands over the finely interwoven flowers.
Well, they'll suit your style perfectly.
At least you got a quest out of it, but this humiliation.
That's all for now.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so we solved that one then. Now I got something here in the old inventory. What does it do? Advantage against plant-based individuals. That's interesting. Who would that apply to? I mean, obviously there's the druid, but I don't know if she's not plant-based, is she? Not sure. Worth hanging on to. Probably won't equip it just yet. Okay, so I don't need to go down to the Goblin Garden now. Let's just prepare spells. So, I'm going to have to drop one. I'm going to drop Charm Person because I've never used it. Just never... Well, actually, let's drop Good Apple because that is basically useless. Oh, I can still do one? How come? I'll take it. Fine. Alright. I should remember about this enhanced ability as well. We don't need it now, though. How long does it last again? Up to 4 hours. That's not bad. Might remember to use that when I go back down and try to get the other helmet, the wisdom one. I've tried unsuccessfully a couple of times now. Ooh. Yeah. I could have gone down and spoken with the elf. I kind of want to do this first, though. I don't know why. Just fixed on it. Okay, so let's do a couple of things. Let's get this going. I don't know why my spell slots aren't disappearing. I'm not going to complain about it, but I'm just not sure why. So how's my dex? My dex is pretty good. I can make it go higher, though. So... yeah, I'm going to pop that in there. There's also... that. Where's my little... this thing? I've got a +8 modifier on dex now. If I can't do it now, there's a chance I'll never be able to do it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yay! Goodness. Okay, we got there in the end. So this is a plus wisdom helmet, isn't it? So that may come in useful. I'm not going to put it on now, but bear it in mind. What else did I de-equip? That and... there we go. Right, we're going to go into this tunnel now. Which is kind of my last lead for new areas, I think, currently anyway. So yeah, we're going to go check it out. It's where we fought the assassin, probably a couple of episodes ago now. It seemed like there was a bit to do down here. Which way should I go first? Let's go this way. Oh, that did something. What did something? Oh, because I had the light up. That lit those things up, did it? Right, let's go read these notices. You approach an iron door. This one bears a symbol of chains, with a comically crude little devil drawing underneath. It's simply how these folk wrote language with images. No, I don't like this one. It's wrong.
Yeah, feels wrong. Oppressive. Heavy.
There's a devil inside. An ancient evil.
Nice. Time to awaken it. Hello?
Dotam.
Voice is rough. Military.
Don't understand the words. That's not common. Infernal. Can you speak any Dimenorian, like human language? You hear a grunt. Yeah, that's an annoyance. Clear even through the language barrier. The voice fades. It's giving up. Okay, let's try comprehend languages.
Cast the spell.
Word shift, meaning clarifies.
Then, comprehensible words entering from the chatter of a foreign tongue.
Alright.
Waiting so long, can you understand me now? Perfect clarity.
Yes.
A heavy exhale. Relief.
Good, good. Now listen. I am a prisoner here, not by the Tulin Katal. By the mad wizard who roams this cursed place. He, by some feat of my own idiocy, managed to trick me into this cursed cell. By now, my soul is all but burned into the void outside, so please, rip the seal and kill me. I would owe you quite a great deal if you did.
Mad wizard?
Man of House Haggenshags. He went mad years ago. Taken by the beyond, surely, by now. He came to these ruins via the undercoast sea, all to avoid you humans above. Yet the trove he promised me was but a ruse. No offense, but I'm never going to not one to ever put my hope in a human again.
None taken. I hate humans.
Self-loathing human? Oh, how the time changes.
Who are you?
I am...
He pauses.
A soldier.
He's hiding something. Alright, let's do the charisma check. Plus 11. Just go for the leverage. Leverage? Yes, but smooth. Hey, so I want to make sure you are who you are before I let you out. Like, if you're someone interesting, I might be more likely to rip the seal. The voice is silent for a while until it eventually lets out a groan. Fine, I can see your intrigue. I will tell you, but it is not as interesting as you could imagine. Oh? I am Lesonias, a pike holder. It is akin to a sergeant in your terms. I was in Gogorian's initial invasion. Initial invasion? Of Jaw, yes. I fought throughout each of the invasions, or as you call it, the Gate War, but I never fell, through hundreds of years of constant battle. I lived through his fall. His generals all have been ruined or destroyed over the millennia, if you believe the Blood City Council. However, I lived. I lived through it all. Now I'm here, stuck at this foul, damned, and quite annoying Iron Gate. Entirely due to my own fault. That mad wizard in the Trove? Indeed. Since the Coast War ended that messy brawl, I have been following the rumors of various artifacts stolen by your human arcanists. Those artifacts were hidden, scattered, sometimes handed down to these free striders, sometimes buried in hidden troves. One such trove is rumored to be found in the ruins of the Tulin Katal, where your city of Norvig now stands, so I snuck in from the earth to find my contact, this Haggin Shags. A mistake, of course, but my hubris caused me to underestimate the little man. That, along with some unluck on my part, caused me to get stuck here. But now I would be happy to lose my physical body and be reborn in Blood Bay City. Please, rip the seal. If we ever meet again, I promise I am in your debt, human. I don't see why not. Doesn't seem that worse than your average top rank on this part of the coast. What do you want? Freedom.
Simple, direct.
Break the seal, let my spirit fly. I will return to Gogorian's corpse as I should have done years ago. Honest, at least. You want to return to a corpse? Does it sound insane to you? A little? I see. I've decided what to do. Oh? Will you kill me, human?
His voice is calm, patient.
Soldier waiting for orders.
Yes, I'll break the seal. Thank you. Gratitude is actually genuine. What a lovely guy. Break the seal, set me free. Rip it.
Grab the paper.
It tears easily. Too easily. The seal shatters. Not flame, not smoke, it's spirit. The devil's essence. It rushes past you. Towards Blood Bay City. Towards Gogorian's corpse. Into your mind. Don't let it in. Okay. Well. Can add a massive bonus to that, luckily. The spirit passes, but it doesn't take hold. Your will is too strong. Wonderful. Thank you, human. Then you hear a faint cackling laugh. A whisper, fading into nothing. Well, that's fucking ominous. Let it fade. The door now stands cold and empty. The devil's gone. Flying across the coast to Blood City Bay to regenerate. Didn't just doom someone, did I? Snell steps up and taps you on the back. I wouldn't worry about it. Now can we go? Right, yeah, time to leave. Okay, there's another one up here. The snail door. You approach the iron door. On it a paper carrying a symbol. It looks like a flame.
Heat radiating.
Is it just me, or is that door a bit too hot? The air almost shivers. Your goblin companion takes a step away from it. A faint sound like a whisper in the tunnel. That's me. Hello? I wish for you to know my peril. I am Galbatar, one of the Pearled Flame. I have been trapped here for many eras. As the top Afriti of the Crimson Court, I would go to heaven and hells to serve you, if you only destroy the seal which holds me here. What do you want? Silence. Then, you will free me.
Eat what is over you.
Not a question, a command. How arrogant.
Why should I?
Because I demand it.
Entitled creature. The Afriti composes itself.
You must listen. I have power to grant you more than anything else of that mystical nature ever could.
Could you be my friend?
That could be negotiated.
Not worth it.
Break the seal, free me, then I shall grant you a great service.
Alright, rip the seal.
You grab the paper.
It surges. Burning.
Yes, yes, break it.
The Afriti roars with triumph.
Free me, mortal!
Alright, I guess I'm going to do the check. That enhanceability thing's awesome. I should try and keep that up always. It's, well, it's second level.
You must.
Pull! The seal resists for a moment. The paper feels hard as steel. Then you see little cracks. The paper explodes into ash and flame.
Yes, I am!
The voice cuts off. Not gradually, like instantly. Like a candle snuffed, it is gone.
The door grows cold.
Silent. Is it dead? The seal is gone, the Afriti gone with it. Touch the door.
Cold iron.
No heat, no life. Empty. Like it was never there.
Oh well. Let's look at these rabbits and stuff riding the snails. Oh, what was that? It was the Drakekin who first broke the bestiary. I'm just going to do a little quick save, because I think we're going to have quite a major confrontation now. I'm going to do that last, though. Let's walk around. Let's actually come down here. Now, does this lead back to that prior chamber? I imagine at least one of these paths will do so. Yeah, so that goes into the main chamber, but there is an area down here, so let's go check that out first. Tolls Pass, Vizcar, Earthport, so there's a big map. The fortress was still there 1,000 years ago, eh? Divinitorum, Ascan, Reeds, Ilim Forest. Today this is a cursed land. Coast. Your homeland. You step out onto the little lines. It's faintly lit. The chamber collapsed, rubble strewn across its surface. You see it as what you see is a slice, 1/8 of a greater whole. It's a map.
Of Ascani, yes.
Huh?
Damn. However, it is old. Mountains and rivers alone do not align with any modern-day interpretation. Despite that, the shape of the coastline, and of course the ever-standing fortress of Verdun, show it clearly. This is Ascani during the era of the Snail folk.
You seeing this shit? I sure am. It's a map, right? You're correct, my goblin friend. He gives you an uncomfortable look. Careful, don't be so mushy. It must be thousands of years old. Look at the little snail people on it. Okay. I'm not that interested in examining all of this stuff, but some of it might be useful. I'm not that interested in reading it all, though. Just in case it's useful to have read this in later conversations. Okay, we're about a lot of lore and stuff there, but I'm not that interested, to be honest. Kind of just want to push on. Oh, there's more doors. Okay, let's do these ones as well then. You approach the round door. On the surface, a single piece of paper clings to the metal. This one, a crude drawing showing 3 creatures, a lion, a goat, and a snake. It'd be nice to have a language that just shows pictures of what you're talking about.
The symbols carry a deep meaning. A seal, a prison, a warning.
I like the goat. You also notice a crack in the door. It's small, found in between several large pieces of shells. You like the goat, Snell?
Aye, it's a nice drawing. Yeah, I had no personal issues with goats. Lions and snakes, though, dangerous. Don't like that.
I thought you liked catfolk.
Catfolk are great. Lions, not so much. Now, can we leave this thing alone? I'm getting the creeps.
Look through the crack.
You press your helmet against the crevice crack, peering through the narrow stone gap between iron and stone. Darkness, then
Movement.
3 sets of eyes glowing faintly in the black. One pair burns with amber fire, another gleams with an unsettling blankness, a third cold and reptilian. All watching you.
You pull back instinctively.
Something's alive in there, more than one.
Yeah, of course.
The goblin sighs.
Why wouldn't there be?
Rip the seal?
You reach for the paper.
Your fingers brush the crude drawing.
Esoteric energy surges through your arm like lightning.
Damn.
Okay, we're getting a bit too much exhaustion here.
Seal holds fast. This isn't just paper, it is a binding.
Primal
and arcane, powerful, precise.
But you cannot stop now, it is already in your hand.
It's a pretty tough check. Which we absolutely fail. I'm getting too exhausted. But the pain is overwhelming, but you live.
Yes! Grit your teeth, ignore it. Your palm flat against the seal.
The energy fights back, burning, searing.
But you hold.
The
paper begins to crack. Glowing lines split across its surface.
And
break it. The paper crumbles into ash. Nothing happens with the door. It remains shut. That was awful. Now I should probably... I've got quite a lot of healing stuff, so let's maybe get some of that going. I need more than 6 HP. What have I got? That's 10, that's 5. I've got a few of those too. Let's do one of them. Oh, only 5. 6. Oh. I thought I wasn't supposed to lose any health. Okay, let's do one of these as well. Oh, okay, fine. Be like that. You approach the ominous door.
The tunnel lay silent, only your breath is heard.
Plated across the surface, you see pictures of paper covered in ancient writing.
Seals, they keep the spirit inside stable.
This is freaking me out.
Seals?
Esoteric shackles, yes. This is a prison.
Indeed. This area is an ancient prison of the Tulinkatl. These are cells.
Cells of the soul.
An iron door.
Look underneath the crevices of the door, underneath and along the sides.
You press your head against the ground, against the walls. You see clearly, this door does not lead anywhere. It is not tightly sealed, nor is it very fastened against the end of the tunnel. It's simply an iron door, sat upright against the wall.
Oh, that's actually freaky. Feels cursed at minimum.
Magical prison lost in time.
Look at the symbols. You lean in, checking them closely.
You do not know this script. However, it is most likely some type of seal, most likely in the snail folk's lost tongue.
Hello?
Your voice echoes down the tunnel.
Then after several seconds you hear,
there is someone here.
A light voice dances in the air.
gives you chills.
I can barely hear you. Speak up. There is silence for a while longer. Then the voice says,
It's been long. I see naught. I feel naught. Yet you are here. You are beyond the door. I have a favor to ask you.
Sure, why not? The voice is silent for a few seconds longer. Oh, the suspense is great. I'm sure it'll just...
Please save my husband.
Oh. You catch a glimpse of the goblin giving you a worried expression.
I know not who you are. I do not speak your tongue. The strings grant me these few words. They broke his soul into paper. He made a grave mistake. This punishment. It is beyond cruel. They wanted him to see the end of the world, to lose everything. My love, my foolish, petty, wonderful husband.
Can I get you out of here? We will help, don't worry.
My fate is written.
The voice fades beyond the door.
Lady, we'll get you out of there.
She's really tugged at his heartstrings.
Please break him out. Break the paper. Speak his name. Please save my Isk Urum.
The pleading voice then stops.
Lady?
Hello? Nothing. Jeez. That was something else. I think I understand.
A woman in distress. You need help. There is no doubt.
Let's look into this.
Rare sight, emotions from an instrument of death. Rip the seals. As your fingers touch the paper, the symbol upon its surface lights up just for a split second. Then all at once, as your fingers drag through it, the paper crumbles into bright white ash. Nothing appears to happen with the door. Snell looks at the dissolving dust and then to you.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Always, Snell, always.
Sure, I believe you.
He actually does. I should go. Let's look up to these murals a bit. I'll have the light out. That's to the map, isn't it?
You approach the edge, and terrors arise.
Everglad, him in the pipes.
Hello, Ragan.
The more below.
You hear the hyperventilation coming out of the goblin.
Could you truly stand against such a creature of the void? No, no chance in any hells. Pray and kneel.
Everything is shaking.
Don't even think about it. This guy's clearly friendly. Whatever's going on in that stomach of yours, it doesn't matter. All you need to do is just speak, say hello. Hello.
Far you have delved, it says. I am happy to greet you.
The aberration's voice reverberates against the cold, wet walls of the sewer chamber.
Naru Supir. I am enamored, impressed, lucky to witness.
Shivers.
1,000 eyes, each focused on you. This is something evil.
This is indeed a creature of the far realm, a trifler, yet larger than any specimen you've ever read about. Be wary. Now speak.
I have some questions.
Knowledge is a commodity. Knowledge is my trade. I am a simple merchant. Trade, Ragan. Trade with me.
This thing won't kill me? Doesn't look like it. Well, not now, anyway. Are you okay, Snell? He nods without taking his eyes off the horrific aberration.
Yeah.
He takes a breath after holding it for a while.
Don't fuck this up, please.
What are you?
I am the other which is beyond. Not the big other that you keep close to your chest. The small other. That is I what you find yourself longing for in the dark. The fuck is he talking about? Why are you just standing there? Why is the world built to contain things like this? Run, run, run.
I can't run, I need to speak.
Oh gods, it's some kind of aberration aura thing, isn't it? This day just keeps getting worse.
What is this place?
Stones laid by snails. This was their prison, a complex to throw the unwanted and wicked for centuries. Then they burned. Millennia pass. Dwarves repurposed it. A cistern. Each pipe spread to voices, thoughts, talks, and whispers. I love it.
Deep growl causes the ground to near quake.
Your god's pressed against your lower throat.
Are you the one they call Everglad?
Yes. That is the name I adopted. The original title of my claim was considered too difficult. When I signed my first warlock servant, we agreed upon a more modern name. Everglad we chose. It is appropriate. It shows my everlasting happiness.
The beast's elongated maw appears to widen even further. Wait, warlocks?
Yes, you had run-ins with my former servant, the girl.
You're the one who sent her to kill me?
Yes, a big misunderstanding. Freya did not perform as to her promised level. We went over it many times. It was not a sudden decision, I assure you. I made sure to go through the appropriate steps. I offered training, magical enhancements, hex incantations, and even free knowledge. None of it was enough to get her to the appropriate performance. Thus, we had ended up having to cut the patronage short. Very unfortunate. It's not often my warlocks end their service in anything other than death.
He clacks his massive teeth together.
We go through one servant at a time, so the position is now open. Interested?
Galactic. The goblin looks worried.
I would ask your goblin friend, however I sense hesitation for outsourcing on his end.
You send your warlock to kill me and then offer me the job as your servant?
Well, it is something to be considered. Your performance, after all, is very admirable.
I'm going to respectfully decline.
Oh, how come?
I'm apolitical. Can't be biased like this.
Oh, that is actually good. Politics always gets in the way of efficiency. We can discuss it later. I do not wish to push you into anything. I offer nothing but the best of terms as a patron of the dark.
Could be cool.
By the gods, do not.
You haven't explained why you tried to kill me.
That is correct.
Why did you try to kill me?
Such knowledge comes at a price.
The monster's eyes focus on you.
There are many things I know you want to know. My trade works as such. You tell me a secret which I do not know. I then grant you access to knowledge beyond yourself. A fair exchange. Free trade.
Okay, I understand. The tentacles writhe around the cistern.
It goes like this. You hand me a secret. I value its depth. I grant you knowledge in return. Fair trade is offered, I assure you.
Sounds good.
Good.
The monster then stares at you, waiting to be fed a secret from the crevices of your mind.
I'm not going to betray Olzis because I'm going to need her help. What secrets could I possibly give this thing?
That's a question you know well the answer to. Can't you just make something up? How's this guy going to know the difference?
The creature will know.
What you want here is just for him to tell. What you want here is just for him to tell you why I was trying to kill you, right?
That's the main secret, yes, however.
Do you have what it takes to actually share a deep part of yourself with this abomination?
I have advantage on this and a really high modifier. Let's try it.
Yeah. This far-realm beast might be savage in nature, but his demeanor is at least an attempt at civility. He'll listen to a good argument, something that brings you into his favor if he were to offer a bit more. One piece of information for free.
Mr. Everglad, I don't mean to speak for you. However, your offer of potential knowledge would be much more interesting if you were to grant me a solid taste test, is it not?
Ah, you make a good point. But more than that, you make it sound as if you're quite happy about the idea of working with me, which I enjoy.
So sure, I will grant you a piece. For free. Now you wish to hear why.
Yeah, why? It lets out a grumble and squints the many, many, many eyes.
Let me tell you about the Blood Tongue prophecy.
Just listen.
A night dark as ink some years past. A young scribe is overcome with maddening visions. On the morrow the writing is recovered and kept secret by the council, yet the whispers of its content reached me nonetheless. I will not share its content in full, as that is an all too valuable secret, but I shall share this one passage. Scent of Ukul midst flame amiss, loyal death upon the day of suffrage consumed, laid at the feet of necrocratic doom, 1,000 clamours for iron's wrath, all wrought in sundered trove beneath stone. There time itself as witness standeth mute, first by west, south, east, and north, an esoteric era marked forth. Sounds like divine era scripture.
The words of fate.
Ukul leaves.
Yeah, that's the tea we found, isn't it? Ukul leaves bring death on election day.
Yes.
He opens his maw and clicks his fangs together.
It is, as unlikely as it appears, confirmed to be a truthful prophecy. Not yet come to pass fully, of course, as we are, in fact, not in an esoteric era born true. Still, since the ebb still lingers.
So what does it mean?
I wish the ebb to end. I saw in this prophecy my part to play. I saw the truth I could create. To bring about this fire to the legislative mass. A plot brought by the Mender's followers, the Illim Elves. I chose to support a player in this game of intrigue, the one you seek. This rogue spellcaster you hunt.
You know who I'm after?
Of course, I know most. Things to know.
What can I trade to have you tell me?
I'm afraid to say nothing. Do not worry, you will find out in time.
So you tried to kill me to stop me from finding this rogue spellcaster of yours. His tentacles snap around the cistern.
Freya was to destroy this government cleric sent to investigate, to make sure the prophecy was given the space it needs to breathe. There was no doubt in my mind of this plan of action, until you stepped into my chamber here. I see more than truth in you, it is obvious. I backed the wrong guy. Now I will look upon you instead, Ragan.
I still don't get it.
That is unfortunate. Bring me my esoteric era, Ragan. I am fully convinced you will.
He's not interested in debate here. He's not even interested in your opinion. This guy literally just wants to watch you do whatever it is you're going to do.
How ominous.
An aberration obsessed with fate. This will surely haunt you.
Have you seen a paladin down here by the name Lord Gorm?
Ah, you ask of the last paladin of your faded god.
So you've heard of him?
Your Lord Gorm, this missing paladin. You have already found his stash in the city below. That is all you will find upon this material realm.
It's pretty ominous.
Yes, but I cannot say more.
The monster smiles, as always. Are you illegally influencing the election?
No.
Are you legally influencing the election?
No, not that either. I have played my part. Unolotia Manthern, fate cannot sway.
What? You hear the growl coming deeper this time.
Deep from its mind.
You humans. The humans. They are played not by me. The toxin of ideology seeps more thoroughly through their veins. It is formed slowly, then quickly, then it subsumes. An invisible force.
It's just ideas. That's how sentient beings have always worked.
Ideas are infectious. They creep from minds, crafting memes with poisonous power. If I had such control, we would be one, you and I, but alas, it is beyond even my reach. Perhaps through indulging in your secrets, I too am a puppet of your collective dreams. The idea makes me incendiary, explosive.
Is he ranting? Isn't this exactly what you are doing, controlling people with information? It growls.
To some sense, yes. This is all simply my frustration against sentience itself, I suppose. However, simply by being aware of a problem, one can envision and unveil new powers of thought, including the ability to view past the illusion of choice. Not too dissimilar from Jaws viewing, I imagine. To watch the strings of fate collide and fray across the iris.
Jaws viewing?
Yes, the ability to view like him, beyond the third dimension. You keep on thinking, Naru, as will I. The time of ours will arrive with thunder and grim tidings one day. Once we both understand why and how these thoughts are controlling us. It is the start of the esoteric era. You do not forget, Naru. The gates shall rebuild.
I understand. Bow your head.
Good. We will see once the blood is proven.
You see his grin go wider than ever before.
Thank you for the knowledge, Ragan.
What did you give him? You mostly just listened, but hey.
I'm not going to do any of those things. I guess I'm just going to go... Thank you for your time.
You are welcome, Ragan.
Alright. Well... Ooh, this wasn't open before. Strange bottle. Ooh, very nice. Don't think I can go any further. Now, what's going on with this thing? All the crystals are glowing. You approach the magic circle. Each of the 4 stones around it are glowing. The goblin looks around.
Yeah, looks clear, I think. The words are ancient, but you understand them. Speak the lost name at the end of the world.
Isk Urum.
It is broken. The seal is unleashed.
Watch the light rapidly expand. It's a snail! That's what I said. Snell takes a few more steps back. Hello up there?
Oof. You watch as this snail folk of a bygone era slams into the ground.
Stare at it. You watch the creature shake and snivel, its flabby skin moving about freely, its glistening surface reflecting the light.
That staff, it holds immense power.
Look at the shell.
It is covered in trinkets, books, files, and all manner of esotericals.
There is no doubt, this is a wizard of the highest degree.
Look at the staff.
It gives off a faint glow in the dark of the temple.
The gate era effect. A magic staff befitting for a wizard such as yourself.
Holy shit, that stick would go for a fortune on the market.
You imagine, pristine staff of great power left in stasis for millennia? What a payday.
Okay, I guess prepare to approach the snail? Okay, so is there anything I would want to push up here? I've got intelligence, I've got decent wisdom, dex, bit of strength, I suppose. Yeah, that doesn't really work now, does it? So let's just talk to him. The snail lifts his head.
Flop.
Shake your head and gesture towards your ears. I guess. Yet speech? Really? The snail holds up his open hand, 4 fingers stretch out. Then he twists them with a snap.
There we go. That should be better. I always keep a tongue prepared for this specific situation. Nothing as awkward as dealing with foreign dignitaries when you run out of jaw slots. I am Iskurum, court puller of the Tulin Empire, master of the path, servant of Jaw, lord researcher, and diplomat of peace.
He lowers his soft head all the way to the ground. I am Ragan, greetings.
By Jaw, do not worry, Mr. Ragan Cleric. I am not poisonous, nor do I hold any ill will.
Beware, he's reading your mind.
Apologies, I cannot help it.
What?
Yeah, that's not the kind of phrasing I'd use, but yes.
Snell squints and stares at you both. Hold on, is this some kind of wizard thing?
3 to 1, you do not appear to be as loud on the strings as your iron friend here.
The snail leans upon his staff.
I cannot help but hear everything you think, cleric. It was cleric, was it not? What a fascinating meeting we have here. Now
And the snailman looks around, leaning on his staff.
my mind seemed to have slipped a bit. Couldn't care for some exposition?
Be careful what you think. You'll hear it, if he hears this right now.
What's the last thing you remember? His eyes retract close to the base as he mutters.
Oh no. I was on trial.
For what?
I doomed us all to the flames of Esoth. It was entirely my fault.
What did you do?
I made a deal with the Red One.
So that's a dragon. He mutters to himself, trying to remember.
It's difficult to read his body language for obvious reasons. However, you get the feeling as he recalls more, he grows more shaken.
Esoth, the great dragon of Twilam, our band. I was the diplomat who enacted the plan of peace. We invited the dragon for an exchange of knowledge. Truth is, I was greedy. I wanted those strange draconic techniques. The power words.
Dragons use magic through speech alone. The spells you cast are derived from those same methods.
I was not alone in my hubris, nor did I set this plan in motion myself. But it was me who put it in motion.
What happened?
Please stop.
That's fun. You can annoy someone with your mind.
Sorry, go on. The snail man looks pointedly around the room.
Or at least you think he does. It's more of a gurgling sound.
I'm personally responsible for the deaths of approximately 50,000 to 100,000 of my kin.
Stare at him.
Esoth went back on his word, you see. He used his unorthodox magic to disrupt our many mages. Then he burned the entire city. The towers fell, the screams, the heat.
It's all like the thing that ruined all the goblin also stares at the snail man. How did you survive?
Oh, the same way the rest did. We were, as they say, lucky. We were not close enough to his anti-magic, and I could resist his stunning shriek. We fled downwards. As Esoth claimed our city as his new home, we fled even deeper. A few thousand of us, the ones who remained, we hid in...
He taps his staff onto the tiles.
This place is where we kept our foulest prisoners. It became a base at which we organized resistance. Although someone not so keen to work with someone like me, a traitor.
I've just checked the time of the video. It's getting quite long, but we're just going to finish this conversation and then we'll wrap things up. How long were you down here?
Months. It did not take long for a divide to build.
What did you do here?
Debate, mostly. One camp were for leaving entirely. Another wanted to turn to Jaw for guidance. I ended up wanting to leave with my wonderful Tut.
Tut. He shakes his head.
Sorry, no, the voice who won in the end, they sought a more permanent solution to the dragon fire through primal pagan magic. I did not believe in that for a second.
They imprisoned you for inviting the dragon.
That, among other things. I was never the most liked snail on the coast, but they wanted an offering, someone to pin blame.
He grows silent, his eyes shiver.
Snail begins to think about things he does not want to think about.
This poor Snail. He knows what he must face now. Failure.
I believe you've been imprisoned here for a very long time.
How long?
His eyes retract, as if he does not want an answer to his question. When were you imprisoned?
I'm assuming an era of dragons occurred after our reign. However, we ruled in the aftermath of the shutting of the gates. It had been 211 years since then, the year when our city burned.
During the Fade era, then, not very long after the gates had shut. That is exactly
1,016 years ago. He grips his staff, you can hear it creak.
Millennia? I was in stasis for millennia?
I'm sorry.
Yes, it is. Good gods.
His eyes shoot out, aiming around the room.
He's alone. His entire folk type has been wiped from the map before humans even held their own kingdoms.
I am alone. There is no one, is there?
He shakes his staff and his stalk eyes wiggle around the air. A faint glow appears as he mutters a few words to himself.
I see snails, yes, but...
Scrying. He is seeing hail snails currently.
Are the hail snails descendants of your people?
No! No. Is this what you made of yourselves?
He stops casting the spell, his head falling towards the ground.
Urema, you fool! You led them into this primal state. Degenerative, frozen, monstrous beasts. Hail snails.
Yeah, we've got those all over Ascani. He lets out a mad laugh.
They wanted to use the primal cold to break the dragon's fire. That bastard, he led them into pure de-evolution. This is, it is a nightmare. Oh, by Jaw's grace. Tell me, how did you break the stasis I was in?
I
think it, you cleric. Imagine it in your head now, please.
Think about your talk at the iron door.
Tut Irma. She was in an iron door? They threw her in an iron door for millennia?
His eyes droop down towards the ground.
I cannot believe it. My actions caused... Oh, I ruined my people. I brought flames. I divided them. Yet in the end, I did not even pay for my crimes with my life. Instead, I pay by standing here, alone among the ashes. Ascani. And Tut, she endured the most tortuous existence known to sentience, her soul slowly withering inside of that hellish prison. Yet, after all that, in the end, she...
Her last thoughts were of you. He lets out a grunt and then a painful howl. Then he roars, a deep bubbling scream causing his glistening flesh to vibrate. Stare at the snail. When he stops, he takes his staff and slams it into the ground.
I reject this string. George's words do not speak of a humble nature. He broke off this world to make his own path. I will do exactly the same.
Snail's going mad. Well, fair, really. What are you talking about? He lets out a gust of wind.
I can fix this.
What?
What? Fix what? My dear Tut was destroyed by an iron prison. That leaves her soul in pieces. Not quite dead. Not quite in existence. But I am Cord Puller Iskorum. I wield strings like Jaw himself. From this day on I no longer seek power, nor achieve greatness. Nor will I build empires. I will only perform one miracle. I will resurrect her. Then I will pay her back 1,000-fold for her unyielding love and devotion.
What kind of resurrection?
True resurrection. Not easy, especially when the strings are this weak. An ebb, surely.
What? Could you tell me more about?
Yes. Anything you need. I'm in your debt as well, of course.
He mutters to himself and leans on his staff.
I now have a time limit, cleric. In 200 years, the fragments of my wife's soul will leave this plane forever. Thus I can no longer resurrect her. And it will take time, but it can be done. Anything can be done.
He's coping, but not in a terribly destructive way.
It is possible, improbable but possible even for a snail.
Look, yes. You need anything, just let me know.
Thank you, my green friend.
Do you know how to enter the pillar?
Oh! You wish to enter a closed gate? That is bold.
I need to follow a rogue spellcaster inside, a suspected rogue spellcaster. Snail stares at you.
I heard nothing. But if you need to enter a closed gate, there's no small feat, of course.
But it's possible.
Oh, very much so. What lies beyond is not so much a mystery as it is a question of shape. Tunnels, paths, cracks in the veil around Jaw's realm. To enter is as simple as either having a key, a blessed passing, or forcing your way with a powerful spell. Gate, astral projection, wish. They can all break through, of course. With the current state of things here in your time, it is clear all such methods would be difficult. Very difficult. You require assistance from creatures who have studied or understand its current shape.
So not you.
He lowers his head. Tut was a genius on planar travel. She could have helped you.
You made him sad again. That's sad.
Sorry. He glares at you with one eye as the other falls upon his staff.
You have made a great friend in me, cleric. That will be rewarded.
Ooh, he gave us the string. The staff. Grip it.
You hold it out, feeling the power surge through the rough wood.
I call it Merivesh. You may call it Staff of Tulin Cartel, as remembrance of my fallen people. It will be returned to me once you are finished with all of this. The crystal at the top lights up as he speaks. It is now attuned to you. If you wield it while dealing with this gate, it will grant you assistance, information, attunement, so on. My dear wife's research can be found within its core. It will help you, I'm sure.
Thank you, and Tut.
As for who you should speak with, I have no idea. But unless you want to write a contract with some powerful devil or serve a far realm monster, you might not have too many good options. The only creature I knew beyond my people who understood the mechanics of the gate was the gate guardian herself. But she was ancient by the time I reached adulthood, so I would not count on her being around still.
Gate Guardian, are you talking about the Sphinx?
Excuse me?
Olzis, the Sphinx.
She's still around?
Yes. So you know her? The snail leans back, still reeling over this information.
You keep shocking this poor man.
He's got an old friend in the city then. Good for him.
But I'll have to visit. Is she still in the lair?
Well, it's a tavern now. It's called the Drunk Sphinx.
Oh, this is a strange era you've built for yourselves. I can't say I dislike it. In that case, I highly recommend you go speak with Olzis. Unless you made a fool of yourself before, she might be inclined to help you getting into the gate cracked.
I'd never do something like that.
Oh, Jaw. I'm sure with Merivesh it will be fine. And if not, maybe there's some other dark and oppressive magical creature you can persuade.
Like that aberration called Everglad that lives in these tunnels, I assume.
Ah.
He looks around.
I should probably leave here soon if things like that have taken hold.
So you're a wizard?
Yes, I'm a learned Tulin of the Path of Jaw. String master, string player, chord puller extraordinaire. I might have missed a few eras, but I assure you we had reality-warping powers in our time. By Jaw, I sound like an old-timer.
Because he is.
I heard that.
Sorry.
No worries, it's true.
His eye stalks react. I'm a wizard too.
Are you? Ah, good to hear.
Oh, we lost a level of exhaustion, that's cool.
Does make sense. Someone with a head so attuned to the string is usually either dipped in a soul river at birth, or a powerful mage of some type, or a crazy person.
Nope, just a great wizard. Arcanist even.
Wonderful. I was hoping this era of yours was acclimated to magic use as well, despite the past.
What spell levels can you cast?
9th by regular limits. I had the ability to wield a 10th level spell at one point, although it was of course a weak 10th level spell. I called it Isk Urum's Epic Traversal. Basically targeted a road up to 100 miles of it, repairing any cracks, making the journey smooth and wonderful, and generally increasing your movement speed by up to double.
Useful, no more than that.
Not exactly epic. Yeah, useful. As you can imagine, we kept to the more grounded magics for anything above 9th. The actual world-changing spells would simply get you popped out of existence.
Popped out of existence?
Yeah, as I named it, esoteric events. They apparently began during the Gate War, but grew worse during my lifetime. Irresponsible usage of magic would easily cause them to appear. Some called it wild magic, some called it Jaw's Curse.
Oh, we still call it that.
Oh, do you now? I suppose the tongue spell translated it properly then.
Can you teach me your 10th level spell?
No, I'm afraid those epic tier spells are not the stuff you can share. At least I don't know how.
What 9th level spell can you cast?
Oh, nothing currently. When I was cast into stasis, Guremar made sure to place an ebbing seal on me. It is a curse, essentially. It makes me unable to cast anything above, in this case, 3rd level spells. So currently I'm not so powerful at all. But do not fret, it will fade in time. Hopefully, as the ley lines grow stronger all around, this ebb.
Oh, so that's it for now on wizards. Can you teach me magic?
Oh, teaching! Yeah, that's not my specialty. If you have questions, I can always share my knowledge, but beyond that, I'm afraid I can only offer some spell scrolls.
Okay. Do you have any spell scrolls I can have?
Oh, well, only a dozen or so. They're deep in my shell. Any you're interested in? I can dig in and get one for you.
You retract one of his arms into his shell. Now, the Scroll of Astral Projection is the one we need for Viscum. But I'm going to go with the Sphinx, I think, and I've got the Emerald. So how about the Aura of Vitality?
Oh, that's an oldie. I was never too good at it myself, but it saved my life a number of times.
Anything else?
No, you seem to have thought of all I'm able to hand you, except...
Except what? It shrugs, while slowly retracting its entire head. Just watch. Soon the snail is no more, and you're standing in front of a shell. That's convenient. Then as slowly as he retracted, he begins to leave the shell.
I went over the esoteric attunements from your mind, cleric. It appears the only spell scroll you do not actively think about here, that you also do not already have memorized, would be this.
He hands you a spell scroll.
By Jordan's disciples, what are you holding in your hands?
Wish? I'm sorry, what? There's not like the wish, is it?
Yes, that is wish. However, you cannot memorize it at your current level of attunement. Attempting to cast it directly would also take, even at your level of talent, weeks, maybe months.
Even if I did cast it,
Wish is one of the few non-epic tier spells that can wildly shape reality. It is arguably the most powerful and versatile of all ninth-level spells. So powerful, in fact, that it can easily cripple anyone who does manage to cast it. The only safe usage of Wish is to use its power to ask for the casting of another spell, 8th level or lower. You can also ask for a weaker effect, which has been proven to be safe at times, but if you word your wish poorly and the effect is broader than you intended, then you are, as they say, screwed.
Sounds awesome. The snail man lets out a blubbering sigh. Okay, I'm not going to read all that.
I'm giving you this spell scroll to use, cleric, but as a reminder of your mortality.
Thanks for this, Isk. He makes a peculiar mouth movement, a grin.
I like your fire. It burns bright. Anything else?
What about astral projection?
Oh, a particular taste. That's not a spell you can even able to cast, not without great unreliability.
Is that a no?
Of course not. Enjoy.
He hands you the tingling paper with a casual nod and the intense power rushing through your arm as you grab it.
It will tear a hole in you. Grasp it with your life. Well, considering the state of the world, it would not have the intended effect, even if you did know how to cast it, so it's useless to me anyhow. But I suggest studying it.
Oh, I'm good. The snail man nods. What do you know about Jaw?
About Jaw? Well, just about everything and nothing. An enigma of a wizard, Jaw is. What do you know about Jaw?
The great wizard who defied the gods. The snail man listens to your thoughts intensely, then he asks,
Beasts of Jaw? Is that what you call us?
We also have Anticipalian, that's a better word for it.
I see. The Restark and his troubled humans' cause must not have helped the issue of Jaw.
That is true.
The term Anticipalian appears good. It's draconic, yes? Before the closing? It's very good.
His eyes close up slightly.
In the old world, Temenkatl, we worshipped oppressive gods. Oppressive in the sense of absolute power. My forebears left willingly at the invitation of Jaw, to never again serve. So it's important to remember our love for Jaw was not subjugation, it was partnership, in the purest sense of the word. So to be clear, I am not a humanist, I have no religion, I do not worship Jaw. My people were raised into self-idealization by Jaw, given power, esoterical forces. When he fell after the Gate War and no longer was as directly involved, well, we all had some hope he was alive, just hiding, or having just got into some other state of being to shut out the gods. Logically speaking, he has to be alive. That is my input on the discussion.
Why?
Because his realm still stands. I don't believe in a natural existence for his coast. I believe, although my evidence for this is faltering, the realm would collapse if Traw truly died. His place is held up by him, thus his existence is proof of his well-being. Not to mention the handful of messages we received, at least hint at something still existing out there. If you believe those messages were false, which they could be, I do not believe so.
What will you do now?
I'll build up a base, a laboratory somewhere in this city of yours, built upon our ruins. Any tips on who I could talk to?
Yeah, maybe Viscon might. He's the pale man who owns the local mortuary on Tolstad.
Oh, yes, I see. Yes, this will help a lot. Thank you, cleric. Once I've established a foothold in this new era, I'll return to my research. Figure out how the strings have changed over the millennia. Relearn my mastery of chords.
collect the resources needed. Then, of course, he looks upward, I will bind her fragments to this material world. I'll return her to flesh, bring her life into her once again. My dear sweet Dutterba will be given her life once more. Then, if she will have me, I will build a life for us here. A life of peace. True. Fair peace. Wish me luck.
Good luck, he nods. Do you have any questions, about all the stuff you've missed?
A couple of thousand of them, yes. I'll also, of course, dive into whatever libraries you have available for information soon enough. You do have libraries still, I hope?
I've seen books all over the place. You always just go around and ask to check them out.
Interesting. So your people are very open-minded, then.
Imagine the snail talking to Viscon. I mean, I could see it.
Oh, well, that pale man looks like an interesting spellcaster. We will see how they react. Is your people anti-Snail? I suppose they haven't been given the chance to be anti-Snail.
I don't think anyone will actively hate the idea of a snail, folk. He nods and his eyes jut out.
Interesting. Yes. I'm looking forward to navigating your society.
We have the Darrowian library just south of here. I can get you access if I put in an application.
Oh, grand. Yes, please do. Is that your local government? Darrow?
Think about it. Technically speaking.
Yes, I see. Also, I need to ask, what is this south?
South?
Yes.
South is south.
Ah. There must be some common knowledge. Please elaborate.
It's a direction you know downwards on the map.
Interesting. Do you not choose inwards and outwards? With and against?
The scholarly version is seaward and inland. Which one's forward in your case?
Oh, with is when you move along the coast with the movement of the sun. Against is against the sun's movement.
Ah, we use west for with then and east for against.
I see. Do you know those etymological words? The origin of those words? I found your use of them quite fascinating. Especially the fact my tongue spell does not localize them. Yes, of course you do.
Imagine a map.
Oh, interesting. That you base your directions on a map is very different from our way of navigation. Later I would very much love to pore over your findings and documents, especially those maps.
What do you want to ask? He lets out a bubbling noise.
Timeline. I can see images of your current world in your mind, your city called Norvik. You live upon the ruins of my people's creations. Very interesting. But I am interested in how you got there. You appear to be, human, yes? I remember the dragons of the East bringing your people to the coast as servants. Slaves, rather. When did you break your chains? It was during the Fade era. Humans broke free alongside many others as the big ones fell. Doug Doolindim led the charge against the dragons.
It was...
I see. I'm both relieved and extremely happy to hear of their demise. You're welcome. But I must ask, whatever happened to Esuth? His downfall must have been at the hands of some great warrior.
Oh, I know that one. It's a children's story.
Oh!
The little and large. Think about the tale. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, you're kidding. By Jove, that is very good. Very, very good. An ironic end for such a horrid beast. Defeated by friendship. May his bones be cursed forever. Yeah, fuck that dragon bitch. Little folk forever.
Humans of Old Dimenor broke free and built kingdoms.
Hold on, let's see.
The snail retracts his eyes and goes quiet for a while as he listens to your thoughts.
Oh, do go on.
The Fade era after the Gate era lasted about 1,000 years.
Ah, you're at the start of a new era then. What do you call it?
The post-war era.
Oh, the Arcade era, more with it a most foul war then. I can only imagine myself, I too, was born in a time after war, the Gate War. My father saw the end of it in his youth. I'll make sure to read about it more. But what cause? I don't know. It's complicated. I'm not getting into all that. Yes, I can see that. I can similarly not in any way tell you the real reason behind the Gate War. But,
okay. I'm already regretting asking this.
And your people then? They fled the Arcanist during the war? I seem to get the impression from the images I keep seeing.
I hope you can't see me naked. Try your best not to imagine yourself naked.
Oh, nothing too personal so far, thank sure. Some esoterically attuned people cannot help themselves. It's honestly quite dangerous at times. My old rival used to run into my laboratory and think very loud and grimy things. The most heinous scenarios you can imagine.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, well, quite the frayed fellow, aren't you?
What would be too personal, like me naked, or...? His eye stalks glare at you in silence.
Case in point.
Alright. See you around, Isk. What a nice dude. Let's quickly check out this staff we just got then. I've also got the Scroll of Wish, which is pretty bad for stats. I've got Astral Projection, which is also horrendous for stats. I got this potion, which I'm going to use for another strength increase. And I got this staff, +3 intelligence, +3 con. That's not bad. Maybe I'll switch. Because these are all stats I don't really use a lot of, whereas the intelligence and con is going to be helpful, I think. Yeah, okay, well, we can always switch things in and out a little bit, but that seems pretty good. All right. Well, this is a long episode, isn't it? Long-ass episode, but interesting, hopefully. And hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, if you could hit that like button, that'd be awesome. Do leave a comment as well. Let me know what you thought about our little encounter with the snail folk, perhaps, or anything else in this episode, really. And, a big thank you as well to our channel members. Still appreciated how you guys are supporting the channel, and if anyone else is interested in checking out memberships and getting earlier access to my videos, that'd be amazing. But thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.